Welcome back, everybody, to the Old Man's Cantina. I am your host, Old Man Logan 76. Or I did actually spend crystals and change my name in game. I don't know if that was a wise decision, but I did it anyway. So in game, it's now Old Man's Cantina. Again, crystals badly spent, and as always, is my host, the immortal one, Kane himself.
What's up, you
And
guys?
Kane, it's another Tuesday, and we had a plan, we had an idea, and it just got flushed because
Yeah.
there's once again Tuesday's hit. But Kane, let's introduce our guest. Who do we have with us this week?
Oh, we have somebody that I have been hounding his other half to get on here together so that we could have them both on at the same time. But we have the one and only Calvin Awesome.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Calvin, thank you very much for coming on, man. I I watch your GACs. I've been on quite a few of them, and thank you for coming on. I know Kane knows who you are,
Oh, yes.
so real quick, just I mean, if you're listening to this fucking show, you know who Calvin is. But Calvin, what is your GP? What's your claim to fame in GAC? I know you're Kyber one, but tell the audience about you. Pimp your stuff.
Yeah, so I have a 9.8 million account. This is the only account that I've really ever had. My claim to fame, and this is old news right now, but in the old systems, both pre and post Galactic Legends, I took the title of Premier Kyber Champion 4 or 5 times in both 3v3 and 5v5. So that was my big thing that I did for a while, and I did do it again with like Galactic Legend, like actual relic levels and things like that. But as far as like where you can find me and is what I do for content, I do, as you mentioned, a lot of my GACs on Twitch every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I mean, I'm doing a lot of YouTube videos right now, specifically
Yeah.
working on roster building, like how to flesh things out, what characters you should go for, what are good investments. Had one recently that a lot of people liked a lot, that we went over all the best all the best teams that don't involve any Kairos pre year 12. So yeah, lots of good stuff. Oh, and then it was kind of alluded to. We had the Mad Awesome podcast on Spotify and iTunes that I do with Tilo Mad.
Yeah, we know Tilo. We've had him on. I think no, go ahead, Kane. What do you got?
Well, so it's been rumored, and I want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, Calvin. You're a free to play player.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, my account has not touched any type of monetization. No gift cards, no packs. I mean, I spend the crystals that I get in arena and whatnot. So, but other than that, and I mean, I didn't inherit the account either. It's been mine 100% of the time, and nobody else has spent money on it. So I don't have any weird loopholes.
Damn.
So that being said, I think the burning question that both Kane and I have is that we both know who you are. I've watched your GACs. I'm pretty sure Kane has.
Oh,
You
yes.
have made a real name for yourself of not just putting your resources in the right place, but also being an outstanding player and beating teams that completely outnumber you in either legends or legendary characters or some, every now and again, relics. What has been your key to success for that?
I think a big part of it is I still very much enjoy JC, even in the new um, system where essentially in a way you're capped as to how far and how good you can do, just because eventually you get to a limit that you can't surpass as far as roster investment go, and that can happen at any level. It can happen in Kyber 1, it can happen in Chromium 3. It doesn't really matter, but I still genuinely enjoy it. And I think I really have to credit the other thing too. It is roster building, but also just staying plugged into the community, and that's how I know what's working and what doesn't. I'm really not a theory crafter. I figure very few things out as far as
Yeah, but your synergy
actual
video
team
was good.
execution. I'm sorry?
Your synergy video was good.
Oh yeah. The hidden synergy one. But like
Yeah.
most of that, and I said it in the video, like all of those I learned from other people. Like I think if I had to credit, and he's not the only one, but like the one person that I think I pull from the most is probably Fatal, because he finds good stuff and he finds it
Yeah.
early.
Fatal does.
Um
Yep.
but yeah, so a lot it's just be and genuinely enjoying it because then I want to do it and I'm planning for it. But also being plugged in and knowing the right people, watching the right YouTube videos, listening to the right podcasts, being in the right Discord servers, like all that stuff. And then there is the roster development is probably the most important part because while you are capped a little bit by your roster, like you you should be able to grow very differently if you are doing the right things.
What's the one thing you've learned as a complete free to play player where your roster is? What is
Um,
what is the biggest thing that you've learned in terms of where you spend your resources?
I don't. Oh yeah, this one's easy. One of the things that I've learned recently, and that I've kind of decided upon, and I know that this is maybe a little bit specific for my account, so it might not apply to everyone, but how on the strategy that I've developed to be able to go really far with relics and still progress everything else is to not refresh the individual nodes. So, for example, I'm currently farming Zori. I'm actually farming the Aphra droids. I don't do the 25 and the 50 crystal refreshes with them because if I drag those out, if I just do my five nodes every day and get whatever the one or two shards it is, that always leaves me enough time to have all the relic materials to take them up and to get Aphra up as soon as I can. But the one like tried and true roster efficiency pieces, all of your crystals, unless you have a surplus, but all of your crystals should go to refreshes. The first three on all of the main energies, so fleet, mod, normal, and cantina. And I'm getting to the point. This isn't for everyone, but I'm getting to the point where I'm even doing 50. I'm doing 50s, and I'm probably going to start doing the 100s in conquests. Like that. That is the most efficient way to use your resources.
Yeah, that's another thing, especially in Conquest, being free to play, you are kind of limited in how quickly you can progress through it.
Well, and the most challenging part, and this is changing now for me, but I didn't have enough teams fully R5 and above to really warrant doing the 100 crystal refreshes because I mean, what good is 40 datacrons if I can only use 7 of them? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
Like that ultimately, and I think that should decide it for everyone, really how many refreshes deep they go into conquest because if you only have like 3 or 4 teams that can even use, let's say even like level 3 datacron, like that's probably not the best place for your resources.
Yeah, yeah, true. Kane, what do you got for Calvin? You're at the, you're 100% free to play where you're at. You gotta have something.
What I don't know, what drives you to stay free to play?
So my my financial situation is probably the biggest one. I don't have a lot of spare income. I guess I could use the argument now I'm doing content creation that I do get a little bit back from either YouTube ads or Twitch subs and stuff like that. But by this point, I mean I've been playing. I mean the real secret to everything, the reason why I am where I am, I'm probably almost coming up on 6 years. Like we can sit here and talk about, oh, this is efficient roster, but it still takes years and years and years of being efficient to be able to get to 9.8. But basically, I've been doing this for 6 years. It's working for me. It presents me with, I feel, sometimes a unique set of challenges that can be not only fun for me, but entertaining for other people. So it's just kind of the old mentality of if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Fair.
You know what else? You know what else is going to be a fun thing? Calvin, you and I are going to unlock Riva at the same time.
Oh, yeah?
We're in the same game.
Well, you might beat me to it just slightly because I came over, I think after 4 or 5 are already done, so I'm only at like 194 shards, but I'll probably only be like one behind you or so. What are you at right now? Do you know?
Oh, yeah, I'm looking that up right now. You did join a little later, didn't you? I forgot
Yeah, I
about
mean,
that.
I joined actually specifically because of Riva.
Yeah, I'm at 231.
Yeah, so you'll probably have me beat by 1 cycle. Because we're getting close to having 40 per round.
Our numbers are not bad. We've gotten a lot better.
Yep.
Oh, we did. Like my guild did amazing this last conquest or last TB. We did I want to say 14, 15, 16 shards for Riva, and we hit a new personal best of like 27 stars.
That's awesome.
No, that is good. That is
Well,
good.
and especially with them running at twice a month, if you're getting 15 consistently every single, I mean that's what 30 a month. That's
Yeah.
really good progress. I mean, you'll get her in a little over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like right now, right now I have 64 shards. 64
Yep.
shards of Riva, and dude, I'm at 5.4 million.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice because I mean, right now the way she's playing, that's like getting a GL for free. And again, waiting the year or whatever it is to get there is rough, but
Oh,
it still is what it is. It's still an awesome character that you don't really have to do any other investment in other than the Inquisitors themselves.
Jack just popped in. We got 20 shards this
Oh,
last
even better.
TB.
Oh, 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you
We
go.
got 20 shards. We got 20 of 21. 4 on the first day and 16 on the second.
Oh, there it is.
So, Kane, let's let's move on real quick because I'm actually I'm psyched for this because just before we went live, Calvin said he hadn't seen anything on the ship yet.
Oh no, nothing.
So I'm kind
Ooh.
of curious of us to read because that's the thing. I always read the kit and have a couple of thoughts. Kane goes in dry. So now you're going in dry. So now it's like, oh, this will be interesting.
Oh
Yep.
Because
yeah.
I have a couple of thoughts. I'm not.
Yeah, I like
Um,
to. I like spoiler free. That's how I am. But we'll go ahead and bring it up for everybody. But we have Malgus's Fury class interceptor.
yeah, I'm bringing it up. Here we go. Yep. So Fury class interceptor, dark side category support Sith Empire. That's going to be quite key. Real quick, key attributes. It's got a new debuff called Suspense. Provides benefits to allied Sith ships if dispelled. A new buff, Stable Bulwark. It's got a defeat save. New buff, Reinforced Determination. Short of the long, stacking defense up. Cornerstone of a new meta-defining Sith fleet. Brings buffs to the B-28 Extinction class bomber and other Sith and Sith Empire ships. Um, strategy, just the inspiration of the strategy tips. Spence can be given through basic ability. Basic ability can spread debuffs from one ship to another. Choose how you use special 2 wisely. So let's just kind of go into it. So basic, um, enemy. Somebody help me out with that one. Enmity,
Enmity.
enema. What? So whatever. The class precision laser cannon. Christ's sake. Final text. Deal physical damage to target enemy. For each ability block, concussion mine, healing immunity, health down, shock, or suspense present on other enemies, inflict those debuffs on target enemy for 1 turn. If there are no debuffs on the enemy side, inflict suspense on target enemy for 1 turn, which can't be evaded or resisted. Suspense can't gain buffs, gaining bonus turn meter, recovering protection, or gaining protection up, will inflict defense down for 2 turns, which can't be evaded or resisted. If suspense is dispelled, increase cooldowns by 1, which can't be resisted. If suspense expires and it is not dispelled, all Sith and Empire enemies gain a stack of We Have Returned for 4 turns, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented.
This is getting
That was a
dirty.
lot of text for a basic ability.
Yeah, it was.
This is getting dirty.
That was a lot for a basic. All right, special 1. Heavy Seeker missiles, cooldown of 2. Final text: deal true damage to target enemy equal to 15% of Fury class interceptor's max health, and inflict suspense for 1 turn. Sith allies recover 20% health and protection, doubled for Sith Empire allies.
Yeah.
What do you think on that one, Calvin?
Oh, I think it's interesting that they're going. This doesn't happen very often, but it almost seems like the ship itself is being modeled after Malgus's kit, because we're already seeing they have the
Yeah,
return buff, which without, I mean, that's a very specific to Malgus's leadership. And then on top of that, we're now getting something that is doing true damage based on his max health. The only, I guess that's interesting because number one, it's similar to how his actual kit works. But on top of that, it's always going to be the same thing every single time you see it because we don't have ship mods. So
true.
this
True.
ship at 7 stars, I don't know what the damage is going to work out to be. We could do the math once we have the health stats, but it's always going to be the same exact amount. It's going to be like super consistent.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. So we have special 2, Path to Power, cooldown of 4. Now, this is where shit's about to get real interesting. All right, so we got call all Sith and Sith Empire allies to assist. Inflict debuffs on the target enemy for each active Sith and Sith Empire ally. Allies that are both count twice.
Oh.
+1 ally, inflict healing immunity for 2 turns. +3 allies, inflict burning for 2 turns. +5 allies, inflict suspense for 1 turn, which can't be evaded or resisted. +7 allies, inflict shield disruption for 2 turns. Does this not sound like a profundity thing with how it works? Because with profundity, depending on how many attacks you got, is how many debuffs were
Yeah.
inflicted. With this, it's how many allies you have that fit the category.
So wait, are they
Dep-
going to up the number of ships that can be active at one time?
no, because right now, if you think about it, there are 3. Well, no, there's more than 3. Calvin, there's this new ship,
There's
the
6 total.
Sith Assassin Fighter,
Yep.
Emperor Palpatine Shuttle, and the Bomber.
No. What I mean, like that can be active at one time.
So Sith and Sith Empire get to double dip.
Yep.
So if you have, Sith Bomber and Sith Fighter there that both count there, they alone count as 4. And then you add
Okay.
in the 2
Okay.
other allies, it's 5, 6, and then capital ship, I guess would be 7. But we're also, I mean, in their little banner thing, they showed that we're getting 2 more
Yes.
Sith ships to get with this. And I'm guessing one of them is going to be another starfighter that's going to be Sith Empire, probably by Sith Emperor Trooper.
And this is why it said
Or
earlier in the kit, be very careful where you use special 2. You use it wisely, it said when we first started. And then, I mean, 7 plus allies also inflict shield disruption for 2 turns.
Now my other
Yeah.
question is, are they going to stack?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would imagine you're not trading
Yeah.
healing immunity for burning. You're getting healing immunity and burning and suspense and shield disruption.
Ugh.
So we got unique 1, Galaxy in Flames. Final text: Sith allies gain 30% tenacity. doubled for Sith Empire allies, so we're at 60. At the start of the battle, Sith Empire tanks gain taunt for 2 turns, and Fury class interceptor and Sith Empire tanks gain stable bulwark for the rest of the battle. When stable bulwark is lost, Sith Empire tanks taunt for 2 turns. When a Sith ally takes damage, they gain a stack of reinforced determination, max 5, until the start of their next turn. Ally Sith ships gain an additional 20 plus 25% defense per stack of reinforced determination, doubled for Sith Empire ships. Stable bulwark, 100% defense and offense, 50% plus max health, max protection, plus 25 critical chance and critical damage. The first time this ship is reduced to 1% health, it recovers 100% health, gains a bonus turn, gains 5 stacks of reinforced determination for 1 turn, and loses stable bulwark. Reinforced determination is plus 50% defense per stack.
Dude, this is
Um,
it's getting a little ridiculous.
yeah. I'm not. I'm not going to get too excited until we get news of a capital ship that's going to support this.
I
This
mean,
is
we're going
really
to
good on paper, but where is this going to go?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna. I guess they don't. They have options for capital. It either be Malik's Leviathan or Nihilus's Ravager. I think they'll go Ravager just because we've had that. We've had talks about that before, but I mean, they said it's gonna be a meta-defining fleet, and you don't
Yeah.
get to be a fleet without a capital ship.
Which is strange because I really thought with Trench coming in, that was where they were headed.
I don't. I mean, other than his name, I don't see any indication for the Separatist fleet to get an upgrade.
I mean, more separatist ships would be nice. Like
And they can
actually,
do them too. Dooku, Asajj,
yeah.
they both have separatist ships that could play a part. But
They do.
um,
They do.
if they're about to launch 2 more Sith ships on top of this, they're definitely going in the Sith direction.
So, Kevin, what did you think of this unique one, Galaxy in Flames? That is, I mean, again, we don't. This seems to be the first part of what the future holds for ships, and this is scary.
Yeah, the blanket stat boost. I mean, that tends to be what these lifters come in and do, and that's essentially what it's going to
Yep.
be doing to their ships. And there's been some times where the Sith bomber can do okay, but the Sith bomber really relies more on the concussion mines blowing up Daisy and just not getting assisted against than it does anything else. Like that's why most of the time when we use it with together with Palp Shuttle that gives it bonus protection or protection up whenever it's crit, and that makes it a little bit tankier. But like if you don't have that, the thing goes down fast. So I
Yeah.
do think a little bit of this is warranted. Those are big numbers, though. 100% defense and then 50% max health and protection.
Yeah. That is a lot.
That's a whole, and then it has the savior mechanic in there as well. When it gets to 1 health, it recovers 100%. So, like you said, we need to see it in its full form with the
Yeah.
capital ship before we can make full judgments.
Yeah. And if
But
they're having those stacks of reinforced determination, that's also another plus 25. I mean, it's just this. There's so
yeah,
much going on with this one.
it's a lot of recovery. And what I'm thinking is when the Ravager hits or whatever the other ship is, that's going to be the damage. Like this ship is going to make sure you don't sink immediately, and then we'll get another one that'll actually just start laying some things out.
Yeah. Now the last ability was its reinforcement, Rage of Korriban. Final text, enter battle. All Sith allies gain a stack of reinforced determination for 1 turn. All Sith allies gain 20% protection up for 2 turns, doubled for Sith Empire allies. Inflict target enemy with suspense for 1 turn, which can't be avoided. I mean,
You're pretty much raising everybody's defense, raising all their protections, and doubling it for Sith Empire.
yeah, but I
You're
think I think a big question is without this new ship in there, are you going to withstand the initial onslaught of an executor or a profundity? Is this reinforcement ability worth it?
I think you need it right out in the beginning because if
Yeah,
you don't start getting stable bulwark or however you
yeah,
pronounce that
out of the
on
gate.
exactly out of the gate, you're just getting torn up. And especially what it looks like they're trying to do with the ship is they're really trying to maintain Palp and Vader in the two Empire fleets that they've just like literally just finished making with TIE Defender and Scythe. So I don't think they're going to rely on Palp Shuttle being there. I think they want this to be in the starting lineup.
They definitely want the Sith assassin ship in there. I mean, that's obvious, and it
Yeah.
sounds like they want the bomber in there.
Yeah, they want it's really keen in on the bomber. They talk about Sith Empire tank. I don't know why. Sometimes I'm a little curious as to why they don't just call it the bomber by name. Because I mean these ships were in like they were around each other. They're not like
Yeah,
from two different time periods where they wouldn't have existed together.
yeah, no, they were, yeah, but again, I mean this looks good. I mean, this is a ship you're going to want to have. I'll go out on a limb and say, for those of you that put Darth Malgus to Relic 9, probably not a bad idea. If you've already
Congrats.
done it, you're probably in really good shape. If you haven't, I would wait till we get some, performance reports on this new model. If there's a recall, you might not want to do that, but
Yeah, I imagine this being very much like both Razor Crest and Outrider. It's going to be the key to getting the
yeah,
actual fleet to work. But before we get the capital, I don't want to exaggerate, but it's probably going to be a little bit garbage. Like we already have a way to split the Empire fleets to beat both Profundity and Executor at the same time. I don't I don't think this is going to be revolutionary before the new capital ship comes in and starts doing some really gross things.
so initially, for right now, for this ship to work, um, I mean, we don't obviously right now if we wanted to use this ship when conquest is over, unless they announce more later, but on the onset, this ship would have to be used in an Empire fleet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I would have to agree. I would think at that point they want to keep the Emperor's shuttle and Vader's tie advance with Empire, and there's more to come on this.
Yeah, the way that it's been looking right now, specifically with TIE Defender and Scythe, and I mean they can plan what they want. We'll do what we want to do, and that's been seen this last one or these last two editions. But they want Vader, Palp, and the Interceptor with Thrawn, and they want the Defender, Scythe, and a few other ships with Tarkin, and then all the other Sith ones that don't have the Empire, and they were going to get pulled over here. It looks like, but I mean again, if we're already able to beat Profundity and Executor with Empire, the Sith fleet I think is going to have to be a better defensive fleet than both. And I wouldn't be shocked if it is because we're in three or four. No, it's going to be longer than that. 4 or 5 months, we're due for the next Galactic Legend ship.
Yeah, and this actually going over this kit, this does seem very defensive oriented,
Yeah.
very defensive oriented. Now, before we move on, because I know you're with us for an hour, and I definitely want to get your insight on some of the set eight datacrons. Last question for everybody, Kane, you too, and I have a feeling I'm going to get laughed at the most. So this is a semi roster roast. Where is everyone's Sith fighter at right now?
Ugh.
I go last because it's my show. God damn it! So Kane, you go first.
Oh shit! I don't fucking nope. Over here asking me fucking questions and shit. I'm not.
Forgotten. It's after you've gotten rich and your favorite Honda Civic is sitting in the garage and you don't ever touch it. And you want to
Yeah,
sell it.
I'm a fan of the Rubber Bandits. Fuck your Honda Civic. I have a horse outside.
Which too. So what do we got for the Sith fighter?
I'm bringing it up now.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going last because both of you are gonna laugh at me because it's pathetic.
You say that. I would almost.
Dude, no, at my GP, what I have with this ship right now is pathetic. I should be
My
ashamed of myself.
my Sith fighter is 3-star.
All right, maybe I don't feel so bad.
Yeah,
Calvin, are you gonna laugh? Are you gonna laugh at both of us? Well, what's yours at?
So my ship itself is at 7 stars because, I mean, this was probably a year or two ago where I was just going through the fleet nodes. I'm like, all right, what's left, and just finishing them off. So he's been done for a while, and then actually very recently, ever since they did the gear changes where they doubled the carbs and everything, I made it a point, and I probably shouldn't have, but whatever. I made it a point to gear 12 every single pilot, all of them, regardless of who they are. So they all went to gear 12. So my Sith Assassin, she was actually the last one. She was the last one to get gear 12 out of all my pilots. So the ship is 7 stars. She's gear 12, and I guess she has some odds.
Wow, you're in good shape then.
you're doing better than me.
Well, I'm yeah, 3-star, 9 of 30, and my Sith Assassin is gear 11.
All right,
And
so I win.
yeah, it's just one. It was just one of those tunes that they Calvin, do you they did something to that tune and they ended up refunding you for something.
Yep. So
And then
what happened?
I never worked on her again, but I don't remember what that was.
So Darth Revan came out, and Darth Revan was looking okay, as she wasn't super great. We were beating him with a lot of stuff. And then Malak came out, and people were like, oh, all those things will stop working against Darth Revan finally. And most of them died, and the only counter that survived was an Emperor Palpatine one. So, in order to stop Emperor Palpatine from countering Darth Revan Malak, they added this was at a really bad time in the game with the community, like between the devs and the community. They added a line into Malak's unique that just randomly said Sith enemies, or sorry, Sith on the battlefield can't gain or might just it's probably actually might just be Sith enemies. They can't gain turn meter. And what this did was a lot of people prior to this, when Darth Revan came out, before Malak was even out, they were leveling up and relicking their Sith, or not relicking, gear 12 in and everything, their
Yep.
Sith assassin up, because she was a great fifth in the team. The issue is most of Sith Assassin's viability as a character is wrapped up in the fact that she is pretty fast, so she can go quickly, and then she can give a bunch of turn meter to all of her allies. So when they did that to Malak, in a mirror match, Sith Assassin was now terrible. She was useless. You didn't want her at all. They had to go back and refund everyone who had invested into her, because after they changed Malak, she was pointless. At
That's
least in
right.
Arena. And Arena mattered a lot at the time.
Yeah. And I don't I mean no, thank you for reminding me because I don't remember why that whole thing went down, but I do know one thing. After it did, I never put another piece of gear in her since.
Well, I mean, there honestly hasn't been a reason to.
No.
Yeah.
And the ship, it was, and again, this is another classic case of this game, and it's done this to me several times, catching you completely kind of with your pants down. You're like, shit, that one thing that I ignored for so long and didn't mess with, and here it is, bite me in the ass, and that's gonna be this ship.
I mean,
Yep.
you're still doing better than me. Like I don't even have
Well,
Malgus unlocked.
I don't think it's a question of doing better. It's just a question of how much fun you're having. But for
Yep,
me,
that's the key.
yeah. But for me, farming this ship now is not going to be fun. This is going to be one of those things that it's like I'm gonna like every time I waste energy on this now, I'm gonna be kicking myself that I didn't do it like 2 years ago. So let's move on.
So Jack answered your question. He's got his Sith fighter is 7-star Gear 12
Um,
assassin.
all right. I knew I was gonna hear it in the listener section. I knew it. I knew I was gonna hear it.
He's
You know,
also he also has been stockpiling for he who should not be named.
we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing, we're not doing that. All right. So, um, Calvin, what have you seen on Datacron Set 8? That dropped, and now we know what the Conquest one is. So that being said, what have you heard about Datacron Set 8 so far?
I've heard like a lot of different reactions to it. I'm really not sure what to think. It's very early to have in my opinion, to have just like a set opinion of whether it's just gross or it's great. I mean, because we have a lot of things to take in a lot of regards as far as stats, alignment, faction, and whatnot go. Stats, I'm immediately happy. We don't have dodge, which by
Thank
this point,
God.
this is now our. I think this is our fourth set in a
It
row.
is our fourth without Dodge. Yeah,
So I
without
mean, at
Dodge.
that point, it's probably safe to assume that we will. I still think we will get dodge again, but if it's once every fifth set, and we only really have to deal with it once a year, that's not that bad. Like
It's not.
that's pretty encouraging. And
It's
I
not.
I am inclined to think that we'll get it next one because they're already putting accuracy in the stats now. And even if you look at some of the other teams, like Sears' new team, there's a lot of accuracy built in it. So I do think we are going to get dodged 2 months from now. But I mean, still, it's a huge gap. Um,
Yeah, no. And
He's
I again with the stats with or no, go ahead, Ken. What do you got?
I'm like I've got the Datacrons up right now, and
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. I mean, I'm not really seeing anything that's going to be too annoying either.
no,
I mean, stat wise,
health
maybe
steal probably the best thing
yeah,
there.
maybe the Hell Steel, um, possibly the crit avoidance, but
Well,
not so much as Dodge was. Like Dodge was just hell.
No,
you're
yeah,
you're
dodge
gonna
is definitely the worst. And like,
yeah,
if I end
Dodge
up,
was
I
worse.
like it, but the second most impactful is probably like defense.
Yeah. Defense is rough. It just sometimes with really thick tanks, solid defense just makes it so hard to chew through.
And some counters just stop working. Like gas
Yeah,
versus
they really
Malgus is
do.
a kind of counter in normal things. You get like 200% defense or whatever on Malgus, and gas just stops.
Like I feel like if you have like a Relic 9 Chrysanthemum with high defense, if you don't have Afra, I'm gonna wish you luck and buy you a drink and shake your hand.
The Ellison is exposed, man. That's been working.
Oh, has it?
hmm
Oh.
I was afraid because I faced a full defense set protection mod at one. I was like, I don't know how much exposes are gonna do here. They still cut right through them. It's impressive.
No shit. I did not know that.
That is with the Chupiocron though. That's not like an everyday thing.
Okay, so it's got to. I've been seeing a couple people put that on defense, and I've lost to it. I've had to readjust how I approach that team.
I mean,
Uh,
the even the alignments are pretty well matched. Dark side and light, you're getting everything that's the
Yep.
same. This is me. This is my first time looking at it. I don't do spoilers. I like to get my impressions live.
Well, hold on real quick. The only thing I wanted to say about the stats is I think with Health Steal, you're going to see a lot of raise with that crit damage. That's going to be a really good one. People are going to want to stack up on that. Um, yeah. So and Health Steal, crit damage. Yeah, it's like those two. But I also think crit chance will be helpful.
The one
Max,
that's the two that excite me the
I mean,
most.
max protection is on there too.
Yeah, that one excites me. After
Yeah,
Hellsteel, that one to me is going to be my second most important because specifically for JML. Because if you can get high enough up there, like if you can
yeah,
get like a 50 or a 60% max protection boost, his coin move, the leadership ability, you will one shot some characters. Like Ray becomes so easy to take out with Jedi,
yeah.
and she's pretty manageable for the most part with JML. But it's really nice just one shotting characters. Not having to go into damage meter, not having to wait for them to come out, not waiting for them to give bonus stats to an ally when they select them or whatever, just killing them.
No, absolutely. For I know, Kane, you were going into the alignments. I know, I think it was the second one, the third one, and the fifth one kind of caught my eye. Well, it's actually the first one. Whenever allies start their turn with at least 2 buffs that can be dispelled, they gain 5% offense stacking to the end of the encounter. That was kind of interesting. Um, the one that whenever allies start their turn for each enemy with whenever allies start their turn for each enemy with fewer than 4 debuffs, that ally gains 30% potency until the end of turn.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little. It's gonna be a little rough.
And I feel like with Tuskens, Separatists, and unaligned Force users, I feel like those are 3 factions that spread out some buffs.
See, I don't know. Like, so I'm going through and I'm reading all of this stuff now, and this is. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one.
I mean, it's a good level 3. Like, level 3s have a tendency to. We've only seen, like, I want to say 2 or 3 really broken ones, and they're typically revolve around turn meter. That
Yes.
one's probably good enough that you'll see a difference, but it's. I'm not sure how many matchups it'll change because, I mean, I really like stacking offense until the end of the encounter though. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it could do some really fun things. I mean, it might not even be that bad on a Malgus team with the whole their return thing. We have returned where they're getting that. I think it gives like crit chance to crit damage. Throwing offense onto that as a bonus is kind of nice too.
And the other thing is with a lot of these buffs that either Tusken, Separatists, or unaligned Force users place, they're all dispellable.
Yeah.
Like when you think about Mara Jade, I mean, how many buffs does she throw out? And they're
Well, she throws a lot of debuffs out. I think,
her debuff.
unfortunately, I think
Yeah.
her buff is it is locked at loyal hand. I get but I guess the one way around that is if you have Visas and Palp, that's offense up and defense pen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading that wrong. Whenever at least 2 buffs that can be dispelled. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can still do it though. They have health steal as well. So you should I mean again, it's not gonna be monstrous numbers, but you're gonna see an increase.
Just like I said, I'm sitting here reading and I'm like, just wow.
So for faction, I don't think it's a shock that Tuskens are on here, but
Oh, they said they were gonna do it.
they did. They did. It. I. I don't know. When you look at the factions, yeah, there's some stuff there for maybe early mid game players, maybe mid to later, but also when you get into the tunes, this is a very. I feel like you have to have a roster to really get a lot out of this Datacron set. This is advanced.
Well, unless you're like and I don't mean this is derogatory at all, but just as a reality, unless you're pay to play, all of the Tuscans are off limits because you don't really get a Tuscan team unless you have them all at Relic 5 or above. And in 5v5, that's not going to happen because Warrior isn't even farmable. And then I
No.
guess you could have like you could have the Tuscan Raider one if you had the Omicron for 3. That wouldn't be terrible, but and yeah, Admiral Trench, newest conquest character, so that's very end game. Cal Kestis, also super end game. Really, the only one of these that's I would say is like super good and is accessible mid game is probably Mara's.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, it's Mara Jade, Django Fett, Count Dooku. Um, I for those poor folks that have their geos, all their geos relicked, they might be an issue again.
Yeah, that one's not bad.
It's not.
Well, and
That's
it's gonna be
annoying.
really, really, really good in territory
Dude,
wars.
that Mara
No, the Mara one's going to be very good. That's going to help a
Ew.
lot.
Just so everybody knows what Mars reads at the start of any other non-Emperor Palpatine ally's turn, Mara Jade gains a stack of Loyal Hand. Whenever an ally with less than 100% turn meter gains bonus turn meter, they gain 3% critical chance and critical damage stacking for one turn. Whenever an enemy is inflicted with shock, they take damage equal to 10% of their max health.
And
I mean, the ability could have just been the last line, and it would have been
yeah,
good.
really, it would have been good from there. And if it's one thing I've noticed with this Datacron set, yeah, there's
Jesus.
health steal, and people are going to want to put 10 tons of health steal on Ray. And these Datacrons with unaligned force users and Mara Jade and some of the other things that can go on, Star Killer is going to be nasty this Datacron set.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, Mara's going to add a lot to that team.
Yeah, a lot.
Max health damage is really nice because Starkiller, he has enough oomph to hit through some big stuff over a couple of hits, but having that, kind of like you said too, especially to deal with the health steal. If you have shock, they can't get their health back. So yeah, it's a really good pairing. Maybe even on defense, actually.
It could be.
I have to look at the level 6s to see what it combines with.
My only issue with that is that it's just Star Killer is so susceptible to Grievous if you see it on D. Is that Mara is that going to make a difference?
The level 9 won't, but I haven't looked closely enough at the level 6s. So we go with the offensive one that we talked about for the level 3. We go with that one for the level 9. I mean, I'm looking at the unaligned force user ones right now, and some of these are pretty good. Some of these might stop it.
That Cal Kestis one's not bad.
And Calvin, I wanted your opinion on something. So we just read the Mara Jade one. So I now have Cal Kestis as 7-star and he's Relic 7. So how would this fit in a Star Killer team?
Oh, Cal in there?
I feel like he could take the place of Visas Mar.
Yeah, I'm looking here. So the potency is kind of really whatever because Mara Jade and Palpatine don't care with tenacity down. Whenever he applies a debuff, they gain 3% turn meter. Enemy attacks with protection up there inflicted with speed down. It doesn't scream Star Killer to me.
No.
Like it might do a little bit, but it almost seems they're not just targeting the Seer team, but they're giving boosts that the Palpatine team already has and doesn't need. So like again, like 100 potency, whatever. Turn meter, also kind of whatever. Speed down, and like protection up, like that's not really a thing for the Emperor Palpatine Star Killer team. So I mean, it'll be okay. Like it might be a little bit better than Visas, but this is definitely aimed at a Seer squad.
Okay. So where do you think? I mean, Cal Kestis is in here. If somebody has that and gets that Datacron, where is that used?
Oh, with the Seer team, definitely.
Oh, the Seer team. Okay, all right. With the Seer.
Yeah.
But say you have Cal, but you don't have Seer. Where would that go?
I'm trying to think here. It might not be terrible. I don't think Ray's ready to kick Sortie out yet. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Because unaligned force users, they don't go very many places right now.
They don't.
I mean, oh, you know what? This actually might not be garbage with JMK. So JMK has no issues having unaligned light side users on his team. That's Cat's whole role there.
True.
The turn meter is irrelevant, and the potency kind of is too, but speed down whenever they attack someone with protection up which I guess would probably be only be him and Cat. But like speed down is pretty nice with JMK because you can't reduce turn meter. So the only option that you really have to keep them from getting turns is to give them speed down. I don't I don't love it, but maybe coupled with like a really good health steal, and then maybe the buff offense from level 3 for light side. I had to look at the unaligned force user once more, but that wouldn't be the worst thing to do.
He does inflict a lot of debuffs too. Cal Kestis does.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's actually one thing that the JMK team has kind of always lacked was because I always felt like the
We're
Jedi
not a
Master
debuff team,
Kenobi
yeah.
team really, they do really good at focusing down on one tune and killing it.
yeah,
Yeah, they
I'm
do.
sitting
They
here.
don't. I mean, the team that most people use doesn't even have an AOE, so
Yeah.
that's your decision right, or that's your choice right there.
See, I'm sitting here looking at Poggle now because that looks gross for territory wars.
Oh yeah, I mean the Omicron itself was already doing some really bad things. That's gonna make it even worse.
Yes, and now you're throwing this on there. I mean, this makes it to where they gain health and protection. Anytime they evade, they all gain max health.
I mean, that's the closest thing we have to a Dodgecron right now because they get evasion up through that. And I mean, Poggle already naturally has high evasion. I
Yes,
believe it says unique or something like that. He gets like 30%. So he already dodges a fair amount.
I mean, I might actually, well, no, because I only have one of my Geos relict, and it's not Poggle.
Yeah, I only have. I mean, you really shouldn't do that unless you have all of them relict. But yeah, a lot of these it's going to be pretty easy for me to ultimately make my decisions. I can't touch the Tuscans. I can't touch Poggle. Django and Dooku's and Newt's actually well, all three of those they're not good. I wouldn't. I mean, if you get them, kind of cool, but I wouldn't aim for them. Cal Kestis, I don't have access to. Really, I'm going to be aiming. I think it's just going to be for Mara Jade. Ben Solo slightly interests me, but I don't think we can
It
replace
I
Ray's
I
current
don't
ones.
yeah, I don't see that justifying
I don't
taking,
either.
Sorty's crown away from her.
Mm-mm.
That's
If
just not
it
good
yeah,
enough.
it's too singular in focus. I don't think it changes
It
any of the counters because you're
Yeah,
still
it's just on Ben, and
you're still gonna do the
uh,
same thing you were doing before.
yeah.
You're still gonna kill all the sides first and then just play the dance with the two of them. And this literally probably just sets you one turn back.
Yeah, I
Now, real quick, because I just because I'm one of the jackasses that decided to not only unlock Admiral Trench but put him to Relic 7 out of the gate, I'd like
Oh
to read
yeah.
his. I did. I put Trench to 7. I did. I did. Because and Calvin, I love your content. I love your brother, but you crushed my soul when you said there's no indication that he's getting a ship. Because I was really hoping he was.
He might one day. I just don't see it happening anytime soon.
Well,
I
not
mean,
now after
Pitt
this
was kind of like
announcement.
that. Pitt
No,
took almost a whole
yeah,
year to come out.
yeah. After this announcement, it's been shot to shit. And that's the way it is. But the Datacron here, non-droid separatist allies start the encounter with tactical supremacy for 2 turns. Whenever separatist allies gain a stack of heal over time, they gain 5% critical chance, stacking max 200% for the rest of the encounter. Whenever allies gain a stack of protection over time, they gain 5% defense, stacking max 200% for the rest of the encounter. Whenever Admiral Trench uses his basic ability on his turn, call all allies with riposte to
Yeah,
assist.
this is gonna suck.
Yeah, whenever Trench shocks an enemy, he gains protection up 25% for 1 turn.
I mean,
Calvin, that sounds dirty.
No, it gets worse. If you look at the level 6,
Where,
they have a level
where,
6 that
where
says
on the
whenever they use a
on?
special ability on their turn, they gain repost for 1 turn. So you're turning him. He's gonna have a mass assist every single time he gets his turn.
Where
Number
is it?
9.
Separatist allies are immune to daze.
Yep. Enemies with extortion have minus 100% crit
Whenever
chance of burning
non-droid
whenever.
separatist allies use special ability in turn, they gain riposte for 1 turn.
Oh,
So you're yeah, no, it's he's gonna be really good for the next 4 months because there's just so many things that pair well here. Number one, he can't be dazed, so you don't have to worry about him not getting his turn meter for when the allies are hit. He's gonna constantly get turns. He's gonna constantly get the 100% turn meter or whatever it is. He's gonna come in. He's gonna use even if he uses his basic every time. You don't care because his basic is a mass attack every single time, and then they're gonna be hitting underneath protection because they're attacking at a turn and they have repost. And then it gets even better. There's something, and I don't recall what it is, but there's something in Trench's kit that when an enemy falls below 100% health, which you're going to do if you're hitting below protection every single time,
Oh
you
my
gain
god,
like
that's right.
25 speed or something like that.
Yeah.
So the mixture of that is going to be really gross.
but
Do
see,
you
he
think?
really needed it though. I mean, everybody was saying that they were unhappy with how his kit was very lackluster.
Well, his kit was bugged out of the gate.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, but before he dropped, everybody getting the announcement for Trench, everybody was saying that his kit was kind of lackluster. Like they just like,
Especially outside of TW, well, and he has two things against him. Number one, he does look a little lackluster, yes, but on top of that, the price of his team, CG put it
It's too high.
way too high.
Now, and that was going to be my next question for you, Calvin. Do you think if you have a Relic 7 trench and you get this Datacron, is this enough to pull Watt?
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
No shit. I love that take. Because
I
yeah.
might be wrong, but I'm guessing this is going to be exactly what they need. Not only is it good, but it just synergizes so well with what they have going on. I found it. It's in his leadership. The first time each enemy is reduced below 100% health. So again, that's anytime Trench goes with basic and go under. Separatist allies gain 20% offense stacking and 5 speed stacking until the end of the battle. So you're looking at everything we just read, and then an additional 25 speed and 100% offense for your team.
Do you
So not
think that
only are you going to survive with that 200% defense or whatever, but now you're going to have 100% offense to boot, and you're hitting below the protection.
that's that's gonna be. I would, if you have Trench, I would do that over Mara.
Yeah, those two will be my goal. Those two will be my
yep,
goal.
Mara and Trench, same here. Yep.
After that, it'll probably just be
Yep.
stats. I don't
Yeah,
really see
I was
myself
gonna
going
say,
that far
Calvin,
together ones.
there's really like Ben Solo and Fulcrum. I don't have a relic. Um Visas Mar,
I mean, that's your Star Killer team, so you can't do that one. Really, I mean, if you're a little bit more on the pay to play side, which is very cool, Tuskens is really where you want to look for the third one, and then obviously Cal Kestis for fourth. Those are going to be the big four as far as everything goes.
I'm farming the goddamn Tuscans. I got a nice promotion at work and treated myself to putting Cal Kestis just from playing the game. I loved that game and was
That
such
game is so fun. I'm very excited for the second one.
yeah, I am
Pre
too. And
pre-ordered my copy today.
I saw that. I saw that, sir. Congratulations. I look forward to you streaming that. I do. I do. Um, but yeah, I know. I gotta do the Tuscans. I'm just so blah about I don't know. I guess they're just not my bag, the whole Tuscan thing. But I gotta do it. Although I did make the decision to relic up my Jawas just because it's another team I can use on the raid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And whose fault was that?
Oh no! Oh no! That's your own damn fault.
No, that was your fault.
No, it was your own damn fault. You just saw the
You brought it
logic in
up
my
in the
thinking.
episode. It was your fault. No, that was your fault. You brought it up. You brought it up. So we got Pago the Lesser. Obviously, Geonosians are going to be something we're going to have to deal with in GAC. The Tuscans, yeah, I can't mess with those. So really, it's for me, it's Trench. I mean, if you get the Trench one, you're not going to want Django's or Count
Nope.
Dooku's or Newt Gunrays.
Nope. Yeah, it's the same thing with Mars. If you get Mars,
Yeah, you
you're not
don't.
getting
want-
pieces.
Yeah. So wow, this could be an easy shopping list.
Well, and it could be. I need to look at them more, but I think what this is gonna probably boil down to is it's gonna be a level 6 set where you get your 1 or 2 really good level 9s, and then you focus on getting level 6s. Because the issue with the unaligned force users is they're sprinkled in everywhere. Like
They really are.
it's probably worth noting, and I haven't looked at any of them specifically for this reason. I probably should, but SLKR is an unaligned force user.
He is. He
And he
is.
also gains tons of buffs. So you get him with the offense going. And then I'm looking here. Damage immunity isn't terrible. Defense pen isn't terrible. Oh. No, not. Oh. Whenever an ally has full health and protection at the start of their turn, they deal 100% more damage, but you're never going to have full protection.
No, that's true.
Yeah, actually, these don't look super broken for friend SLKR. He definitely doesn't want turn meter. At the end of each turn, allies recover health and protection equal to 50% of the amount enemies recovered that turn. Yeah, I would. That's not that broken. I mean, the damage immunity would probably be nice. Or the defense pen.
Yeah. Yeah, the full health and protection one at the start of their turn, that's you might get that off once.
Yeah, well, and especially because they don't have protection recovery. If they
Yeah.
had some type of protection recovery to the point where, let's say, you've already gotten a few pokes off, you've already swiped a few times, your mastery's looking pretty great, and then you know do one more move with a full protection, you'll slaughter anyone. But I actually, yeah, the defense up and offense up paired with the dark side level 3 that gives stacking offense whenever you have 2 buffs, that one will go really far because you're getting crit damage up every single time you get advantage. So, I mean, he's going to hit super hard turn like 4. Like he like you're not timing out versus Lord Vader with this set.
No, you're not. And I do have to say I think the one unaligned force user, the first time each ally falls below 50% health and gain damage immunity for 1 turn and health steal up for 2 turns.
Mm.
That yeah, that's going to make Supreme Leader Kylo Ren a lot more effective in some counters.
And the nice part of that too, probably where I think most of the value is, Crew is an unaligned force user.
He is
So
too.
your tank, and most people don't mod Crew to be very fast, and there's good reason for that. But your tank, as soon as he goes under 50% health, he's gonna sit with damage immunity. You're gonna get stuck on him.
Yeah.
And then yeah, there actually might even be a pretty good argument to mod Crew slow if you're into that. For this
I think
next
my
4
crew is
months.
very slow.
Yeah, because I mean you want him to stick with the damage. Well, I guess it is dispellable. Yeah, that's the only issue with it. It is dispellable, so making him super slow is probably a bad idea because they'll just clear it and then you'll die.
Yeah. So yeah, we had man, Tuscans, Separatists, and unaligned force users. So I know you said you were on with us for an hour, Calvin. It's past that. I don't want to keep you up. I know you got to work. Everybody's got life and other things you got to attend to. But real quick, can you just give us kind of closing thoughts on this set of Datacrons and what do you got going? How are you doing in GAC on 5v5 this season?
Doing pretty well on 5v5. We're hanging on to Kyber 1, kind of. That's where I am at right now. As the squish makes it smaller and smaller, it's getting more difficult. But it's been fun. We've been using As I mentioned, CLS pretty consistently to beat Java, so that's been a lot of fun. As far as the set goes, I really think, for the majority of players, get your Mara, get your Admiral Trench if you have him, and then really look at building a ton of these level 6s with some good stats. Going back, Max Protection and Healthsteal are probably going to be the two. In my opinion, are going to be the two kings. But I'm really just excited where they've gone with Datacrons. Number one, we still haven't seen Dodge again,
No.
and they seem to be still focusing on the sub meta characters rather than the Galactic Legends or your Star Killer or whatever. This is the second set in a row that we haven't had a Galactic Legend at all, and also the second. Oh no, we had one pseudo one last time, but like there's only one pseudo Galactic Legend Admiral Trench this time, so I
Yeah,
definitely like what they're doing.
you can go with that. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. So, Calvin, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on. I do have to say, um, I do keep track. I do keep track because I do like watching your GAC. You and I were not very far apart, and I thought
No, yeah.
maybe we might have been in the same pod again, and we weren't. I was sad.
Oh, I remember that one time we were.
I know, and you know what?
That was a while ago.
Dude, I completely shit the bed, and maybe it was the pressure of possibly having to face you, and I
We'll go
screwed the
with that.
pooch on a match, and you won. So that made the probability of us facing each other all the more slim. So
All right, but yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. It was a joy, and we need to work on getting both me and Tilo here at some point.
no,
Yeah.
absolutely, that would be outstanding.
Hell
Absolutely.
yeah.
No, Tilo plays the game very well too. I like the way he plays. He has a little bit of a little less than you and I, but man, he plays a mean GAC. I've watched some of his.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to pick on him about things too. That's probably my favorite thing. But
Oh, I know the one round table I heard you on. They were I know Zareth was giving him grief about not doing the Inquisitors yet.
See, I was
that's
excited. I was excited to have you on, Calvin. Like you said, I heard all the rumors that you were a free to play player, and I know you're up there in GAC, so that shines light on where I'm headed.
It does. It does.
and it goes back to what Logan was saying. You got to have fun with it. You have to enjoy it. If
Yep.
it's GAC or if it's TB or if it's Conquest or whatever your thing is, because this is something that I've talked about more and more. With the concept of being caught up is a complete illusion. Like you can talk to the number one or two players out there with 13 million GP, they'll still tell you they feel behind. So don't. I would encourage anyone who's listening, or to you as well, Kane, like anyone who feels that they're just not making progress or they're not there, like that's the nature of the game, and the best thing you can do is have fun with where you're at.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
always.
Yeah, that's the number one thing. Have fun with the game. That's why we're here. That's why we're all doing this, to have fun. And meet awesome people and talk about the game and compare notes and watch great content like Calvin. I do. I love checking out your GACs when I can, schedule permitting and all that. But no, the most important thing is to have fun. So um yeah, thank you
Yep.
so much for your time, man. We appreciate it.
Yep. Again, thank you guys for having me here, but I do have to go. So as always, stay awesome.
Hell yeah, bud. Thank
Oh,
you.
absolutely. Always stay awesome. All right, Calvin. Thank you, brother.
Right. Bye.
All right. There we go. Once again, big shout out to Calvin Awesome. Check him out on YouTube. He does stream his GACs on Twitch. He's an outstanding player. Um, Honestly, if I ever got matched up against him, he'd probably kick my ass. I'm not gonna lie. Not even gonna front or even talk shit. He'd probably beat my ass, but it is what it is. I'd give him hell. I'd try
So
my best.
so Jack said that we always have the best guest, and dude,
We try.
we try. Like we reach out, and a lot of the content creators that we get to talk to and chill with and get to know outside of our show, they're actually like really really cool people, and they're always down to like, yeah, man, I'll come on the show. I'll shoot the shit with you guys.
Yeah, no, I'm I'm grateful for every guest. I mean, again, I'll give a shout out to the Good Morning Corbin boys. They're the ones that got me started in this. You know, when I first started, like I never listened to podcasts about this game. I played the game, did my thing, but then I started listening to podcasts and I listened to those guys. And they were two guys that swore and went off on tangents and talked shit. And I was like, well, why can't I do that? And here I am. Now I'm actually doing it and going off on a side tangent. So before I go too far down that rabbit hole, because I've been, oh, we didn't ever start doing that ticker for how many drinks the old man has had, did we?
No, 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 not yet, not yet.
Oh, shit.
Now
Well,
I am taking just a second because Jack said that someone's in the chat and we should get them on. And I am looking them up now. It's the name is it's Mary J. I am looking them up now.
all right. Well, while you do that, I'm gonna grab a quick splash, and that'll make it officially number 3. So everything I say after this point, I'm not responsible for. That's like the new law in the cantina is after 3. And unfortunately, this night, my brother, I've been sipping tequila.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, there's no carbs in tequila, and I've been on this new no carb diet, so bourbon doesn't count anymore. So I've
So,
kind of switched it to tequila.
so the only sometimes don't post all of my VODs because I play really. Yeah, I try to know my stuff. Are you only on Twitch? That's the
All
question
right.
that I have.
So Kane, so we don't bore the audience to death while I leave real quick. Um, tell everybody what you're farming. I'll be
I
right
can
back.
I can definitely do that. So right now I'm still farming my Star Killer. Uh, I've got Mara up to 6 star. I've got Kyle Katarn at 7 star. Gear 12. Uh, I am still going through the motions of kind of slow rolling my Inquisitors. I've also kind of started to push towards my Slicker, but that's mainly because I'm trying to get another fleet as well. And I know if you're farming more than one, you're not really farming, but I don't have all of these tunes 7 star yet, so I mean, I'm running out of energy, and I don't want to burn all these crystals. So I'm just kind of spreading it out and getting my stuff together. With that being said, I am looking up Mary Jane now. It's Mary J. See what we've got. King of Hide and Seek is championship. Oh hell yeah! You are not just a Swigo player. You pretty much do the same thing that I do. You oh yeah, proud gamer, dad, hockey loving person. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's almost 100% like me. We
How do
could
we talk?
it's Mary J. I'm looking at
I don't
their
know what
channel
that
now. Yeah. The Swigo content, gaming, Dying Light, Galaxy of Heroes.
Are they coming on or not?
I mean, by all means, if they're good to go, we can get them on here for the last part of the show real quick.
Well, if they're coming on, have them come on. If not, we gotta go to viewer questions. God damn it, I have a schedule to keep. I'm grumpy and old.
Uh,
Walk into
Jay,
my bar to buy drinks and pay me, not to dilly dally around and fuck off. And like, no, like you're gonna hop in the show, then do it.
Jay, if you're down, go ahead and hop in the Discord, and I will give you the guest role so that you can hop in here with us if you want to, bud.
It's a little late. You might get in a fucking basket of pretzels tonight.
The old man will drink a glass of tequila for you.
I just did. That's what
Oh,
I
I
went to go
mean,
get.
Jack, if as long as Logan doesn't have anybody lined up right now, Logan, would you like to have Jay on next week as the guest? I mean, we can just do the whole show.
Yeah, nobody lined up. What are we talking about? The person who was supposed to come on now?
Yeah.
So they don't want to come on now?
Well, it's Jay said it. Jay said it's your show. Jay, I mean, you're more than welcome. I mean, we like having people on here. Hell, we bring listeners and viewers and things like that on
Why
here
are
all
we
the
still
time.
talking about this? If they want to come on, let's go. We got viewer questions to do. Jesus
Oh.
Christ. If you're coming on, let's go. Tell us your GP. Tell us your game. What do you like?
The
You gotta get questions.
The Discord link is at the bottom of our Twitch.
I got time for this shit. I love all my viewers. I do. I'm just fucking. I'm literally just fucking with you. I'm being that grumpy old bastard that says, "Stay off my lawn."
He really is. He's a dude.
I really am. No, I appreciate all my viewers. If you want to wait till next week and be a guest for the full show, that's fine. If you want to come on now, come on now. But I do have to get to the question that I posed to the community and talk about that because that's interesting. And we had a couple viewers that wrote us a fucking book. Jesus Christ! Like,
All right.
but for those of you that did, I love you because that was a lot of typing.
All right. You are good. Let me hop over to the disc real quick, and I can move you from there to where we're at.
Oh, and real quick, you went over what you're farming. I did, folks. I treated myself. I put Cal Kestis a 7-star and put him to relic 7 and put decent mods on him, which apparently want to mod him for health. And slowly working on my Tuscans. I'm about to put Zori Bliss to relics. She's 7-star, gear 12, one piece left. Yeah, just waiting on the next content nonsense, and I'm gonna have to grind.
All right, you're on. You should be able to voice chat at any time, Jay.
Hello there.
How you doing?
This is one of our like listeners? Is somebody in the chat that I've chatted with?
No,
I
this is.
am new to the Cantina. Do you guys have any blue milk?
It's in the back.
Okay.
If you look, you see the bartender back there. Get that little blue area underneath them.
That's cool.
Clear bottle on the left.
Around these
Nice.
parts. They're whiskey.
Nice to meet you, fellas.
Nice to
Hell
meet
yeah,
you.
you too.
So, where did you hear about us, and what brings you to this neck of the deserted galaxy where we sit around and drink and talk about this game?
Well, as I take this one shot,
One.
I literally just wandered onto the category because nobody was really streaming it and saw that you guys were new and stopped in to say hi. Saw Calvin. Was very excited to see Calvin. That's awesome. Pun intended.
How long you been playing the game, and what's your GP?
Too long, my friend. Too long. I want to say going on 5 years. I have 3 accounts. The big one's 9.4. The smallest is like almost reaching 3 mil, and the middle is like almost reaching 6 mil. Slowly giving up the smallest. It's just yeah. I think I actually may have already given it up. I haven't played it in a while.
So after playing 3 accounts, when do you find time to eat?
Uh, well, um, I have Crohn's disease, so I usually eat minimally.
Don't I?
Um,
Well, don't I feel like a fucking asshole?
Yeah,
no, no,
see,
no.
see, you
Like I
always
eat a lot. It's, sorry,
see.
what?
So no, I was gonna, jump on the old man real quick. He's always talking shit. He's being an asshole, and then he gets spoon fed his own bullshit. See, it serves you right, you old bastard.
It's fine. There has to be one butthole in the group, right? At least you're a lovable one.
It's
Oh
just
no, oh
3
no,
accounts. I can't.
I'm actually the asshole.
Well, it's just 3 accounts. Like somebody with my account that I do everything that I can to achieve red crate. I can't, and I know every account is different. You do what you can do in conquest,
Oh
but
yeah, I don't do conquest for them. No way. I don't.
oh, okay, all right. Well,
Absolutely not.
you've shaved off like a good 35% of
The middle account just recently acquired Commander Tano, and I am all set. Like that's all I want and really need for in conquest. Like for the alt accounts, to be honest. And yeah, the small account, it's pretty focused. It's JMK ready, believe it or not. It already has SLKR and Star Killer, all before 3 mil. And I just, without Cat, I don't want to push for Jedi Master Kenobi. It's really not worth it. I
That's
was
fair.
closer on the middle account than the small account.
that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you standing in GAC?
I've been bouncing between Kyber 2 and Kyber 1 very consistently. Um, I almost went 3-0 last week. Very good player got me in the champ finals. GG's to him. If just can't outsmart everybody. But uh,
What's the account name?
it just MJ. I
Just
shortened my
MJ?
whole name. Yeah.
So
I,
literally the account is just MJ?
yep. Just MNJ.
So what do you go ahead and pimp your stream? Like what all content do you have on your stream?
To view it as like funnies and fails most of the time. Like we're there to have a good time. I can't always get everything right. So, and the funnies comes in because I have Crohn's disease, so like I medicate a lot legally, and sometimes I'll drink, and that's where the fails come in. Like I'll mess up counters here and there, not on purpose, obviously, but yeah. Um, for the most part, when I do stream Swigo, it's mainly GAC, TB, and Conquest because I don't really just want to do Conquest by myself. I'd rather talk with other people. And then when there's nothing to do, I'll just stream other games.
See, I'm like the exact opposite. I think streaming my GAC is gonna be so weird. Like GAC for me is that time where I get to sit by myself and brainstorm and really try to look at somebody's defense. And I mean, maybe that's why I suck at it. Maybe I need to stream and get more people's input. But I'm still in Kyber 1, God damn it. So I'm obviously doing something right, which is called spend money. So there it
I love
is.
that answer. I'm doing something right.
Looking at your channel, I see that you're a big time gamer. I saw a lot of different games on there. What how often do you stream?
I try to stream a good 5 days out of the week. Saturdays is usually date night for me and Miss MJ. Um, some days, because like I am addicted to video games, some date nights where she's asleep and I'm still awake, I'll stream. A lot of different games I want, but I can't play them. I guess currently because like my computer can only handle so much, and I'm a console kid at heart. But
Oh,
I'm
you
so
you
glad I made the switch to PC.
Nope, won't do it.
Won't do it.
Won't do
No,
it.
dude, the
You won't. You
frames
won't.
alone.
You won't do what? You won't do what?
I will not convert to a console gamer or to a PC gamer. I am a
Oh,
console gamer. I always have
Thank.
been. I
All right.
always will be.
That's what I thought. That's what I was hoping you were gonna say. All right. I'm be like, God damn it!
No,
Don't be that.
I'll give you. I'll give you. I can't come up with an argument based off of stats, performance, statistics, things like that from console to PC. PC wins hands down every time.
yeah. I mean, if it makes you feel better, I use controller on PC. Like, I can't play
Look,
mouse and keyboard. I'm not that type of person. I'm not a PC gamer. Console.
I
Console.
I've got I'm a Sony fan. I've always been a Sony fan.
Nice.
I will take Sony to the grave with me.
Funny.
Oh, it's Sony or bust in my household. My
Yeah.
my wife plays on PlayStation. My kids play on PlayStation. Like
Right.
everybody that I know plays on PlayStation, and then I have like that one or two random friend that has an Xbox that we just consistently give shit forever.
That's funny.
See,
It's yeah.
I don't know. I have random systems for certain things. Like, at one point, I liked playing Skyrim on the Xbox because you could do mods on it that were created outside of the game. Whereas on the PlayStation, for their mods that they would do, it had to be stuff that was already in game. In the Xbox, you could do external shit.
Hmm.
Um, I have a fucking Sega Dreamcast that has Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's the only reason why I own that fucking system
That's awesome.
is to play a classic fighting game. That is it. It's the only reason why that motherfucker even sits in my man cave is because I can play that game whenever I want. I actually have a game on my oh god, Sega Saturn,
I don't,
and it's
dude.
called
I am
Iron.
so young. I've
It's called
never heard of that.
it
Fair?
came right out after the Sega Genesis. It was the Sega Saturn, and it came
Okay.
out with a game called Iron Storm, and it was a strategy based hex game based on World War II. It's the only reason I own that system.
See, I go back. I go all the way back to arcade days and the Atari 2600.
Oof. The days of Pong.
No. We had evolved from Pong already. Like
Oh, okay.
I was born 2 years before the original Nintendo dropped.
You weren't in a player until you played Berserk and Evil Otto came out of the walls and tried to attack you.
Or shit, you weren't a gamer unless you played the original arcade version of Streets of Rage.
Dude, how much older am I from you? I remember Atari. Those were my games that I grew up on. You're a whippersnapper.
Hey,
Oh
hey,
my lord. The
piss off, old
whippersnapper
man.
term. He whipped out the whipper term.
Piss off, old man. It's not my fault that you grew up a decade before me. You know, the
Shame.
decade that I should have grown up in.
Hey, shut up. Get off my lawn while I play Frogger.
Oh my lord.
Fuck off.
Fucking hippies.
All right. So now that we've done all that, let's move into the question that I posed for the community. And I thought this is interesting. We all play GAC. We set our defense, but
If you join.
if you join. But as we play GAC, there's that one fucking team, that one thing that we just don't want to deal with. And I get it.
Aretha.
For me, it may be a little different. It's a team with a certain datacron, and I'm like, God damn it, I don't want to deal with that. But Kane, where you're at, it's more of a certain team. So leaving datacrons out of it, what teams that you have faced, what is a team that you just don't want to deal with?
Uh, I don't enjoy fighting C. I really don't. Uh, but more often than not, I can beat them. It's I have a really rough time with Darth Revan. I'm learning the counters and how to do it, but but yeah. Darth Revan. I fucking hate Darth Revan. It used to be
Now,
gas until I learned
when
how to
you
counter.
say when you say Darth Revan, are you including Malgus into that or no?
No, that's pre-Malgus.
That's
Mm,
pre-Malgus. He needs troopers.
yep. I am a aficionado. I think that's the word. I love my Dark Trooper. He sits at Relic 9 proudly.
My Dark Troopers Relic 8.
That's lovable.
Well, I just feel like Relic 9 for an attacker. I mean, you're not really getting that much damage. You're getting just some health, and you just want your attackers to kill shit.
No, but I can give you a good reason that I took him to Relic 9. He's
Please.
one Relic level closer to Relic 10.
All right, that's true. All right. Because
Yeah.
that's coming in the new raid. I hope everybody knows that.
He said you're gonna learn today, old man.
That serves me well, and if I need an immediate execution, I bring out my troopers.
Oh, Dark is a certified GL killer for me. I love
See,
him.
yeah, for me it's C and Darth Revan. I can usually beat Darth Revan. It's just like I don't have my troopers up there.
Sad.
So I'm forced using different things like I've had to I use my Jedi Knight Revan and I can usually take them. It's
Well, it's bad. I've actually started. I wouldn't say dismantling, but stripping a few mods here and there from my trooper team because honestly, where I'm at, I don't use them.
What?
I'm not seeing Night Sisters. I'm not seeing Malicless Darth Revens. I'm not seeing Geos. I'm not at 10.6 10.6 million. I'm not seeing teams that troopers can beat.
Do you see Lord Vader's?
Yeah, but at that point they're modded and have the datacrons where that counter is almost like it's sometimes it's not worth the risk.
True. I feel where you're coming from there, but sometimes you have to risk it for the biscuit. I'm not saying that every time you have to bring in troopers. I'm just saying that troopers are an option on the table.
It
They,
it
yeah.
is on the table, but more often than not, if I'm looking at a nasty Lord Vader team, it's I slicker it with Watt, two Night Sisters, and First Order Officer.
Hmm.
Jack says that Jack says they hate Ray with Solo.
Yeah, I can advocate for that because
See, that's where you need to have a really nasty Star Killer.
it not always
A
works.
Mara Jade that is ridiculously fast.
True.
And my Star Killer is relegate, and my Mara Jade speed is above 350. So
Jesus.
that's or hold on. Yeah, I'm sure it's above
Now
350.
to touch on the Lord Vader subject with the Dark Trooper counter. Uh, it's what is it? The Finnick Shan counter that Bones just come up with, and he four mans it.
Yes.
Four mans it with Finnick, and he hasn't lost with it yet.
Yeah, my Mara Jade is at 352, and I've faced people that have had Mara Jades faster. But like you know who it was? It was Pico Burrito who told me your Mara Jade, the sweet spot, 350 and above.
Yeah.
And Ray teams, they go down. Because what happens is she goes so goddamn fast, which works in conjunction with Palpatine's kit and then Star Killer, and then you get the teams into damage immunity that you need to get them to take a turn, bide your time, get Star Killer's ultimate off, and then it's fucking game over. It's
I,
a little more problematic now with that goddamn Sorticron that's out there with Barris but again, this latest Datacron set, I still think you're going to see a change with that. Like unaligned force users aren't going to be dirty.
Disgusting. Yeah, I'm kind of a little upset Starkiller himself didn't get a cron, but yeah, what can I do? You know.
That's
Being that
true.
being that they
One
did
took it,
unaligned
not
force
doing
users, being that they did unaligned force users, it would have made sense for Starkiller to get a Datacron.
Exactly. Like Ben got one, and
They've gi-
Starkiller
they've
came out
given
before Ben.
they've given Galactic Legends Datacrons.
I just don't get the Starkiller hate from CG.
How about you, Jay? Who's just a team that you loathe whenever you see them in GAC?
um, good question. Really is a good question. I with no data crons included. Um, I think now it would have to be Treya Savage because you're not killing it without a GL. You're really not.
You're
Yeah,
not.
that's a beefy
I
team.
like I I just recently invested in it for that sole reason. And what really sold me on it was I, like everybody else, I'm assuming, goes to .gg to get information on counters. I got my information I needed. Non-GLs basically had no chance, and the only GLs that I had, I think at the time, was just JML. And even JML was a tough decision.
Yeah.
Um, I did not win that battle. I timed out. It's like holy
And
moly.
like for me, I have not found a reason to put Treya on defense. That is an offensive
Yeah.
with that Omicron. That is an offensive tool that can take out some shit. I mean,
Hmm.
I can't. I mean, I personally I put 4 GLs on defense every round.
Yeah, I go about that too. 3 to 4.
Yeah. Well, no,
Just once.
for me it's 4.
Just
4.
Every round
one
you're getting 4.
Yeah.
one
I did
round.
2.
One round, old man. Put Treya and Savage together on D.
It's basically 5 GLs on defense.
Yes.
It really is. And then you have Malgus, 6 GLs on defense.
Like they have no choice but to burn a GL to take that team.
And be careful with Malgus gas. I mean, unless a Datacron is really fine tuned to really benefit Malgus, gas will take it out.
That's true. But
So just be careful with that.
the Treya Savage, bud, try it on defense. I have seen it on defense.
I've been
I
putting it on
I
defense.
I don't understand opponents who put Star Killer on defense. I don't.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't like Starkiller on
I've
defense.
seen it. I've seen it twice so far since 5v5 has started, and every time I'm like, well, you've now given me a reason to use my General Grievous team with Newt.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Fair.
And it kills
And
it. It absolutely destroys it.
if you have also a beefy Wampa with the Wampa Cron, EP Mara just falls to Wampa too. All you gotta do is avoid that stun off the rip.
I don't think there's a Wampa Cron out right now. Well,
No,
before there was a Wampa.
yeah, I don't specifically mean like Wampa himself
Oh,
or
okay.
herself as a data cron. I just mean like the stats in general. Like I have crons dedicated for certain units. Like I have a 20% offense and like 46% health designated for Star Killer, and then like this recent cron I just perfected for Ray. She has 130% tenacity with some resistance pen for Ben and some armor for the tanks.
So, all right, Kane, it is shit. Not too long before the cantina closes. So let's go into user comments and or questions.
Oh yeah, we got a few good
Yeah,
ones tonight.
yeah, we got a few.
I'm going to address one positively. Let's see here. So we have Sardaukar 89. Team they hate seeing is Jabba. Jabba or Malgus. Don't have 100% reliable counters without dipping into GLs for Malgus. Always take out the hardest teams first. If I'm doing GAC in one sitting. As for the podcast, oh, I didn't even read the extra questions. So, what's the teams? What's the teams that you guys hate? Uh, do you go balls to the wall and hit it all out of the gate, or do you pick at your opponent, avoiding the inevitable matchup that you hate? Uh, also, I know you asked this, but it's not in here. Oh, where would you guys like the direction of our show to go? What can we do?
Yeah,
What can we be better at? What should we do more of? And
yeah.
we love hearing suggestions.
We hit some weird affiliate shit or something that goes on. I don't fucking know what it is.
And I was gonna bring that up at the end of the show today.
All right.
Um, but Sardaukar said that I very much enjoy it as it is. Missing overpriced beer and hot wings segment, which Sard, we do that, but we bring it
We need
up.
to do that. We need to do that about once a month.
Yeah, we
Once
do
or
dip
twice.
into it about once a month.
I like doing that too because I like calling CG out when they try to sell you people some bullshit.
So the rest of it, I mean, a segment on sci-fi. I mean, we both really enjoy sci-fi. We could try to do that. We could do it on one of our stream nights that we're not doing the podcast, like whenever we're playing Tekken, going into the Jedi Survivor stream that I'm going to be doing. Now rants about Warhammer. That's going to be rough because neither of us have played each other.
No, I keep track of video. I mean, I'm still trying to because sometimes I'm busy. I am trying to post some shit in the Warhammer channel of Discord, but I'm very well aware of what's going on with Capital Games, and it's rough. You want to play that game, you better have some money to spend.
Yeah, the Tiger King said it best. I'm never going to financially recover from this.
Yeah, yeah. Like Warhammer is you better have some disposable income, and if you spend money on Swigo, you better give up one for the other because I did.
It gets pricey. Um, we real quick we have a chat question. What armies do you like in Warhammer 40K? Deadeye. I am a Necron and Space Wolves fan. Um, I was gonna go Tyranids, but the old man kind of swayed me from that. I'm glad that I picked Necrons. I really enjoy them. Uh, the old man has always been an Ultramarine fan.
Yeah, I'll speak for myself. Damn it,
You should have stuck with your Plague Army. Your Plague Army was sick.
I know. I was originally a member of the Imperium. You know the poster boys. I was Ultramarines all day. I had Rabute Gilliman. Just about everything you could own for the Ultramarines. I owned. I had it. I sold it. Um, I discovered the tainted touch of chaos and discovered Nurgle. And I had a Death Guard army that was outrageous.
Very,
Well
very
painted,
good.
and I sold it. Just didn't. And the shitty thing is, a lot of this happened during the pandemic, and I actually do wish that I held on to my Death Guard army. I do, but I just felt like, it was the time of the pandemic, didn't know what was going on, so I sold it, and I sold my bro Kane. He's got him.
Yep, I've got the
My
Space
Space
Wolves.
Wolves. I had a decent Space Wolf army.
Oh
I
yeah.
sold King Rose. Right now, I own a army of Chaos Space Marines, and I own a army of in my opinion, my best pieces of work, my Chaos Knights.
Oh yeah, those are pretty.
Yeah,
J-
I,
Jade.
I will never, I will never sell my Chaos Knights. I will, even if I never play again, I will put them in a cabinet and be like, I painted those because those are the best models I've ever done.
They really are. They really are. I like the minute detail on the small figurines that you did, but
Yeah.
Your Chaos Knights are hands down the best job you've done. Uh, Jay, are you into Warhammer?
I know of it. I'm not into it though.
All right. I mean, if you were,
I
but I
mean,
wanted to give you the
no.
opportunity to chime in. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just know of it. That's all.
So Steel Eye says I can't wait to farm shards on Marin once she's available. For GAC, I hate to see two of these three: Lord Vader, Jedi Master Kenobi, and Jabba, because I can only reliably counter any two of those. I got to clear the hardest teams first. If I can't clear them, I go relax and ignore the round. Malgus and Proving Grounds, but that's not a realistic place for a newer player to get Malgus in less than 1 to 2 years. If they can even beat the event, and that's true. How do you feel about them locking a ship behind a conquest tune? That's a double. Is that a double lockout?
It's so funny that he asked that, and here we are
Yes.
with a ship that was a conquest tune.
So Steel Eye asked this after we got the notification that the ship dropped today. So he was already tracking that the ship dropped when he asked it.
Oh,
But does this make you want to go harder or ignore conquest entirely?
oh no! This next upcoming conquest, I'm red crating out of the gate and then coasting and working on datacrons. But I'm getting this ship because this ship is like I'm gonna start hoarding crystals because I think another capital ship is coming.
Yep.
Same for you, Jay.
Yeah, 100%. I've been obviously conversing this all day since the announcement. It was either Malik or Nihilus. Each had their own capital ship. Malik the Leviathan and
Yep.
Nihilus the Ravager. With the release of this kit and analyzing it, it doesn't make sense for it to be the Ravager Nihilus because it's Sith Empire. And if we look back, the Executor and the Radis both got new units, Piet and Radis, for their capital ships. In the game, Saul Karath is actually the one who's piloting the Leviathan. So that's my firm belief of what's going to happen is they're going to release Saul for the Sith Empire. He's going to be this Piet-like unit. And then they're going to release his capital ship. We also have 2 Sith ships coming. No idea about them.
See that's one of the reasons that we like having different people on all the time, because we had Calvin on. Calvin gave us his take on it. Now you're on and you're giving us your take on it. It's we like to see the tinfoil hats to
Yeah.
see where the angles of this game can go.
100%.
Ultimate, yes, that is MJ. Let's see. Steel Eye posted, loving the show, and it's nice to get an adult-oriented show. I know there are kids that play the game, but I'd argue most players who've been around 4+ years are at least 21. My guild average age is 33 to 35. Keep doing what you're doing. Always, Steel, loved having you on the show as well, bud.
And may the force be with you, he said.
Yes.
And yes, he did.
So this one. So Subtle. We've had
Right.
Subtle on the show. Subtle, one, this is very, very detailed, and this is a fucking Star Wars kit, Subtle. It really is, buddy. I mean, hey, we will read it 100%, and I appreciate it because I mean this took effort, and
Yeah,
I want
no
to say this
shit.
is like the most detailed other than Pico Burrito. This is the most detailed like question and comment that we've ever had. Subtle Dagger posted, for me, the team I fear seeing the most depends on what I saved for offense. If I haven't saved a viable counter for Lord Vader or Malgus, those are the teams I have the most trouble with one shot. I do always try to take out the most difficult squad first, and that sets the tone for the rest of the match. Sometimes I get stubborn and I waste 2 or 3 teams of mine trying to clear that one team when I know that I should just readjust my expectations and play for a half board victory, assuming my opponent hasn't already full cleared me. In terms of direction for the show, I'd like it to go wherever you get the most satisfaction out of doing it. I mean, thank you. That is really
Yeah.
cool. And I'm distracted. That's really cool, Subtle. We we have fun regardless and satisfaction regardless, as long as you guys are entertained. We like we said this from the beginning. We do this for you guys.
Yep.
Um, I'd hate to try to guide you and Kane into something that isn't as engaging for you to do. That said, Logan, I think that you can participate more in sharing your experiences at the end game. I know that you say sometimes you feel kind of bad talking about where you are in the game with your roster and your GP, but that shouldn't hold you back. Lots of us mid game players learn from people like you, and that helps us stay focused on getting to the end game and experiencing the things that you are, even if you won't get there for a few more years. I mean, he's got a point. He does. He's got a point because you never really go into your roster and what you're doing. Uh, the variety of guests is awesome and really broadens the appeal of the show, in my opinion, and is one of your show's many strengths. In terms of listener experience, the only small suggestion is that when there are multiple guests, is to continue to try and ensure that everyone gets an opportunity to weigh in and somehow avoid talking over each other. And we do try to do that, but whenever we have like 6, 7 people on with us, it,
That's
it does get a little
incredibly
chaotic.
difficult. That's incredibly difficult
Uh,
to manage online to try to, and I know there's some people I do, and I try to pick on them, like when I feel like somebody isn't being heard, I try to focus on them, but it's tough when you have 5, 6, 7 people on. It's you gotta, I don't know, it's just difficult. But
now
no,
he
I hear what you're saying.
he does go into you do really well in this regard for the most part, but there are a few times it sounds like Kay and yourself or one of the guests has a point to make or contribute, but maybe they are on a bit of a delay or not the loudest voice around the table, so they don't get to weigh in. Very minor
Well,
though, and like I said, you do for the most part try to ensure everyone gets a turn with the armorer's talking stick, and we do. We're very adamant about that.
and for those that aren't heard very well, then they need to chub the fuck up and get fiber optic cable. I don't know what to say. Just
And I'm
get
and
good.
and I'm still the asshole of the show. Um,
Just get good. Just get good.
on the
Quit
flip side,
fucking around.
on the flip side, what do you, Logan and Kane, want from your listeners? We appreciate all of the time and effort that goes into the show. What keeps you coming back each week? Is there anything we can do or keep doing to help you keep enjoying what you're doing with the show? What is
Um,
what is each of your favorite part of keeping the lights on at the old man's cantina?
I will. Well, I'll tell you what. I have two reasons. One of them.
We've never been asked that.
No, we have.
We've been doing this almost a
No,
year, and that's the first
no,
time anybody's asked us that.
but I can answer it already. I have two reasons. One of them is selfish, and one of them is for you guys. I'll give you the selfish one first. Um, every Tuesday, I like coming on this show at least semi knowing what the fuck I'm talking about. Hence the reason why I I like the dynamic that when we go into a new kit read, Kane doesn't know shit, but I've read it and I've looked at some things. Kane didn't really know shit about the Datacrons, but I looked at them and wrote down some things. And I my selfish reason for doing this show is that it it keeps me up to date. It forces me to kind of stay on top of kits, datacrons, things that are happening, and that helps me in how I play. The other reason is, dude, I fucking enjoy doing this every week. Like I look forward to my Tuesdays. I look forward to reading something that Subtle wrote, or TK, or Jar Jar, or any of our very loyal listeners, or you know, the Mary J. You coming on right now, and Calvin.
That's another first for us. We've never just we've never just grabbed somebody from chat.
Well, that's why I said fuck it. Like somebody wants to come on, it's like, dude, I have a show to conduct. Either you're gonna come on or you're not. But either way, if you're gonna come on, we got shit to do. But that's the kind of show I run. I mean, we're all human. We all love this game, and that's what keeps the lights on. Is that I look forward to this. This is a night where I can just kind of be me and have fun and talk about a game that I love and talk to other people that love this game. And to me, that's so much fun and fulfilling and therapeutic for me. It's a great thing to do. So yeah, there's a selfish reason, but there's a reason to give back and entertain.
Jay,
If I even do that. And if you don't find me entertaining, then fuck you. Why are you listening to me?
by all
So there,
means, you do not have to wait till the show is over, bud.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
No, for my portion of that, I mean, mine's actually pretty simple. I went to school for a lot of this stuff, and I
I
wasn't really
didn't.
able to do anything with it. Um, and I've tried to be a content creator multiple times in the past. Like I said, I've been a gamer all my life. Um, yeah, the old man gave me a shot, and I I picked up and I ran with it. I brought everything that I learned, and I get to hang out. I get to hang out with my buddy. I've known him. I've known him forever now. We get to meet all the people of the community. The community is what keeps this show going. It really is. Um, but yeah, I mean, favorite part that keeps the lights on is just interacting with you guys. It really is. It really is. Like I said, I mean, this is a first for us. We've never been asked this. For another first, we've never just pulled somebody from chat. But I mean, Jay, just looking at his channel at a glance, I mean, and hopping in here already sounds more knowledgeable about the game than I am. I haven't even been playing a year. Um, but he goes on. He does have an idea for Swigo community. Try to have a thank an officer day. Guild officers do so much to help this game and help their guild that I think it would be a great initiative if collectively we all picked a day of the year and designated it as Intergalactic Thank an Officer Day. And we encourage everyone to give thanks to their guild officers that day, whether in the game or in the in-game chat or on Discord or some other forum.
Well, there's already a, National Make a Quilt Day and National Hug a Dog Day and National Hug a Stranger Day and National everything else other kind of day. So why not? Fuck it. Let's designate the 11th of April. That's it. The old man's decree. The 11th of April.
I am
Moving
going
on.
to. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna throw the first guild officer out there. Uh, I'm gonna thank Lafayette from my guild. Honestly, I think Lafayette is our guild leader, but thank you for all the help that you've done with the guild, with us, and I'm telling you, we could not ask for a better leader.
I'm gonna thank Go Cubs from my guild, Death Star Port Designers, and one of the hosts of the GAC lab. Yeah, he's an officer. That man is every time we have an event or something's going on in Discord, raids, no matter what, that man's on top of it. So I give a shout out to him.
Jay, you want to thank an officer?
I want to thank them all. Honestly, the work that they put in is quite enormous, especially with how TW is nowadays.
It is, and it's getting worse.
Yep. I'll
um,
sadly turn down any offer for officer if they give me the opportunity.
I would take a recruiting gig. I would take a recruiting gig if my guild offered it to me.
Yeah.
Um, TK posted, I think you guys should just keep doing what you're doing and let the channel mature naturally. Personally, I
I
do
think,
like.
yeah. Let it mature naturally. Okay. Yep.
Personally, I do like when you have guests, but I like it best when it's a guest I've never heard of. Just like random dudes that aren't content creators. The community episodes have been great. I listen to every podcast that I know about related to this game. I've heard all those guys' opinions, lol. Don't get me wrong, people that really know the game and can entertain and theory craft are awesome. As far as GAC, the team I fear the most is one that's left after my good teams have been used.
That's a hell of an answer. I didn't actually get a chance to answer that. I I fucking despise Lord Vader.
That's
I
it's
ab-
because of the fucking Dodgecron.
no, it's not the Dodgecron. He's just fucking annoying. He's just like you have to have something very specific to deal with Lord Vader. He's just so fucking annoying. And there's so many different variations that can throw certain things off. Like to me, Lord Vader is the one team. Every GAC, I'm like, all right, fucker, here goes round 85, and I just got to deal with you. And here we go. As for the show, before we wrap this up, because we're well after 11,
Yeah.
can give our listeners what's up with this affiliate shit and like first off, I don't like I don't know. This whole thing is weird. What's going on? Why did we ask what's going on with the show? I'm so lost.
All right. All right. So first and foremost, uh, before we hop off here, Jay, thanks for coming on. I'm
Yes,
at, I'm
thank you,
I'm
Jay.
gonna hop on your channel and I'm gonna watch a few and
I
see
will
see
do
how
the same.
things go, man. Just for hopping in here and hell shooting the shit with us, but you're always welcome on the Cantina. You can always hop in, shoot the shit with us anytime you want to.
Please
Oh,
do.
much appreciated.
As far as the channel goes, and I'm hoping that this is what everybody's been sticking around for. So, congrats to all of the listeners, the viewers, the supporters, the people who have backed us from the very beginning. Congrats,
Absolutely.
congrats to you guys because you guys are the ones that did it. We hit affiliate this weekend. Uh, we now have subs. So at any time you can hit that subscription button and you're helping out the channel. Now, like I said from the get-go, like Logan said from the get-go, we do this for free. We don't get paid to do this. Anything that is put into the show by you guys, anything that is put into the show by you guys is going to go back into the show.
Yeah, and that I think that was the biggest thing. And like I know, and I don't. Again, I don't know how many content creators do this. I maybe a few do. I don't. I honestly don't know. I don't know my name, but you won't have ever have to pay a fucking subscription fee to chat with me in Discord. Like
Yeah,
that
never.
shit that shit will never exist. You
Um,
want you want to talk to us, the members of the show, you want to be a guest, you can message me directly. There's not a there's not a fucking restriction. Like, no, that's not what this show's about. I'm not
absolutely.
looking to
We're
make
not.
money off this,
Yeah,
dude.
we're not gonna
I do
make.
this shit for mental health. I like doing this.
We're not going to make you guys pay to be on the show. We're not going to make you guys pay to talk to us. We're not going to make you guys pay to watch the show. We
Now,
started this for you guys. We're going to
yeah.
keep doing it for you guys regardless.
Now you wanna give
AC
something. You
AC and
want to give us
Subtle,
something. Yeah.
AC and
What was
Subtle,
that?
thanks for the sub. Those
Yep.
are actually our very first two subs right there.
Who did that? Who did that? Who did that?
AC 13 and Subtle Dagger both just subbed to the channel. Those are our
Dude,
very first
you
two
guys
subs.
really, you didn't have to do that. But you know what? Thank you. I love you both. I do. And you know what? Whatever we do get off this, we again, you know, hookers and cocaine. Like that. No, I'm kidding. No, it goes into the show. Like if we wanted to do like, an intro or something or a program, like literally it goes into the show. Well, I don't make a dime off this. I'm not concerned. This is something I look forward to doing. It's fun. It's literally it's like having almost another whole community of friends and people to just talk to and have fun with. And that's awesome. So if you subscribe, great. I appreciate it. But, is there bonuses? I mean, what did we talk about, Kane? Maybe
So
um
as we do start generating revenue and things like that, once again, everything is going to go back into the show for you guys. Um,
yeah,
we're
like maybe a community episode if you want to be in the community, maybe you should be a subscriber, something like that. I don't fucking know. I don't.
the main thing that we both agreed on. Like I said, we just hit it. We're still working towards it. Um, we want to give back, so we're gonna start doing as soon as the revenue starts coming forward. We're gonna start doing
Gift cards, like right?
yeah,
Like
yeah, gift cards and stuff like
Apple
that, so
cards
that
that you could, yeah, that
you
you can
can use on Swigo.
spend in game and shit. Yeah. Like that's where the money will go. Like I'm
Yeah, old man, they AC said if you want to give back, use them subs for R9 Tico, the gift that keeps giving. I thought that was herpes,
oh,
honestly, but
and for those of you, I don't know who did, but for those of you that went to HNN and casted a vote for the organization that I work for, the Veterans Community and Homeless Housing Coalition, I appreciate that. Um, the organization that I work for won, so HNN will be donating to my non-for-profit organization to continue to stabilize homes for homeless vets. I appreciate that. So again, folks, we're not doing this for money. I know I sound like one of those, Billy Graham or something like I'm not doing this for money, but praise the Lord. Like
with your gold Rolex.
yeah, exactly. With my private jet ready to fly my ass to the Bahamas after me. No.
but
But
um, but no, that about wraps it up. Like I said, you guys, everything's gonna go back into the videos for you. Um, but I
and
guess
again, for our first subscribers, holy shit, guys. Thank you.
yes.
That was awesome. And I appreciate that immensely. That that does a heart good. So
It
I
does.
appreciate it.
It does. Matter of fact, you two, just for being the first 2 subscribers. Subtle, we've had you on.
Yep.
AC, you and Subtle will both be on the next community episode, guaranteed,
Yep.
hands down, because you two are the first 2 subs.
Absolutely, no, without a doubt.
From there, take us home, old man.
Oh shit. Well, our guest, Mary J, what do you got for us? What's going on in your game, and what are you farming before we say goodbye?
Oh man, I don't even know if I want to farm anything right now. The whole Sith ship fleets are coming.
I know, right?
Just hoard everything.
Yeah,
Pretty
that
much.
might be it. That might be the way to go right now. I think a lot of people are going to be on pause.
Yeah, we gotta gear up
Yep.
Sith Assassin and the whole works now.
Yep. New ship coming. Only place left to really get crystals. Yeah, I'm gonna hold fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey man, we appreciate you coming on, but you know what? That's the kind of show we are, folks. You want to come on? We'll shoot the shit with you. That's what we do. That's just how it is here. And the
If
old man's it's a bar.
if
Come
it's
in,
ever if it's
try a
ever
drink.
just us, if it's ever just me and Logan,
Yep.
and somebody's in chat, you want to hop in here and shoot the shit with us, let us know. We'll bring you in. That's why we do this. We love shooting the shit with you guys.
If you're a subscriber, because we want your money. No, I'm kidding.
With my Rolex,
Yeah, with my Rolex. Yeah, exactly. The one car that we both have. Exactly. Totally. All right, folks. Again, thank you to the initial subscribers. Um, thank you to Calvin Awesome. Another shout out for coming on. That Mary J dude. Thank you for coming on, man. We appreciate it.
No doubt, dude. I'm gonna
All
go
right.
grab some
So
food, gents.
absolutely. So for everyone else, thank you so much for another outstanding episode of the All Man's Cantina. Good night and good luck.
Peace.
Peace.